Another quick unboxing today. Got this in from Lightning Source. I'm not 100% sure on what this is because I ordered it a few weeks back and it came in while I was on vacation, so it was waiting for me when I got back today. Perfect timing. This was from DriveThruRPG. Oh yeah. So I saw this on Questing Beast. He did a review of this a little while ago on Downtime and I'll never say it right. Demesnes? I don't know. I can't speak words. Anyway, it's a very attractive hardcover, print on demand because it's DriveThru. This is meant, I believe, for Dungeons and Dragons. I think the OD&D, the original Dungeons and Dragons, I think it's what it stands for. I can't remember. It's something to that effect. But it is, from what I understand, fairly system neutral, so you can use this in whatever game you happen to have. And Ben's flip through and discussion of what was in it made it sound like it would have a lot of helpful toolkits for designing adventures and encounters, city stuff, which is something that I love. And yeah, the downtime element of it, it's sort of like what your characters will get up to in between their ongoing adventures. So just the things he talked about made me think that it would make for a helpful tool to have if I end up running a Lankmar or Lankmar adjacent urban campaign, something to that effect. Now there's charts like random items for sale at a bazaar, which, that's great stuff to have. Let's just check out what's on sale at a bazaar here. I've got my dice handy. Roll 22. A barrel of cinnamon spice brandy. 200 gold pieces, 160 pounds. That's hefty, but that's nice. So, this kind of stuff could be very useful depending on what you're doing. Unusual items. So if you roll an 87 to 100, roll in the unusual items subtable. So there's a whole bunch of other unusual items, like, for example, the mandibles of an Ankeg, 100, that's like a weird giant bug thing from Dungeons and Dragons. 125 gold pieces. They can be used as reagents for a potion of resist acid. Cool. And there's not really statistics. There's, some of the prices, but there's not really statistics for these things. So if I am using Dungeon Crawl Classics, for example, I can fit in whatever stats I need for that. Floating Piranha Shop. Creature Curio Shop. Stuff on crime. Goblin Mischief. It sounds like this could be a good thing for players who aren't sure what they want to do with their winnings, aren't sure what they want to do to affect the world between going off and doing their crazy little adventures. It sounds like there's a lot of good info and tools in here for that. So, very interested in checking this out, giving it a read, and who knows if I'm able to actually get an ongoing in-person game. Maybe this will sit at the table and some people will be able to enjoy it. And then the second thing in here is the Sassoon Files, the brother of Jesus, a gumshoe adventure. It's connected, Call of Cthulhu, but there was a whole thing, the Sassoon Files. It's a larger setting. It's set in China, I believe in Beijing, if I remember right. I'm not sure, but it deals with a lot of strange stuff in China, which is really interesting. And I think for me, the connection or the possible connection to Masks of Nyarlathotep or Children of Fear, if characters are already going to be involved in the area. Perhaps there are some tie-ins I could bring in. In the case of the brother of Jesus, this goes back, if I remember right, this goes to the actual, they're like really strange cult that exploded in China in the 1800s, and I'd read this book, For All the Tea in China, about the British stealing the secret of tea from the Chinese, and the guy who was instrumental in getting it, he was sort of in disguise as a merchant traveling west, while the rebels and the zealots in this strange religious uprising were traveling east, and they kind of got not so much entangled, but ships passing in the night situation. But anyhow, I think it could be cool to dive back into the 1800s in China. There's a lot of really interesting stuff going on. Not too long ago, I watched a video essay or something on the rise of the criminal factions in Beijing. That was really, it was fascinating. There's a lot of really interesting information, and they have their roots much earlier than this, but are sort of developing, I think, during this time, and it's a little later that they come to more prominence. Anyhow, I at some point I'm going to try to track down a hard copy of the Sassoon Files, the major supplement for it, but it's not currently available as a print on demand from DriveThru. I believe it's only available through the website of the company, Sons of the Singularity. So I may just look at trying to order it from them at some point, but I believe it is still available in hard copy from them. So anyway, that was my little unboxing for today. As usual, check out the stuff below, do the usual YouTube things. You know the drill. Take care.